Hi everybody, I'm Heel and you are?
Awesome boy.
And today together for Hak4Kidz, we're going to do a STEM project in the kitchen. What is STEM?
Science, technology, engineering, and math.
That is correct, but you can also spell STEM, S-T-E-H-M, for hacking. Hacking, right?
Yeah.
So we can do hacking. But today we're not doing hacking, we're just going to make a large Girl Scout cookie. Which kind of Girl Scout cookie we're making?
Thin Mint.
A Thin Mint. So it's going to be like a thick, thin mint, because that's how we do it here at Hak4Kidz. So we have the ingredients ready. So what we have here, what is that?
Starts
Starts with an F. Right.
Flour.
And then we have over here baking powder. And what's that look like?
Salt.
Yep. What is that?
Cocoa powder.
And then what is this?
Sugar.
I know, but it kind of is all just white and it blends in.
Yeah.
What is that dark stuff in the bowl?
Vanilla extract.
And even though it's not red, what is that?
Peppermint extract.
Peppermint extract. That's good. What is that big white thing right there?
An egg.
Large egg. And what is that other yellowy looking stuff right here?
Butter.
Right. So we're going to take all of the different dry ingredients, mix them together, and then we mix them. We got a nice machine right here. It's so beautiful, this KitchenAid mixer. We love this KitchenAid mixer. It's so good to us. So, awesome boy. What do you think?
It's so useful.
It is so useful. So we're gonna put in the wet ingredients here. So Awesome Boy is gonna do that.
Yeah.
So you gotta get the cord ready to go while I start mixing up all of the dry. So first you start with the dry, then you go to the wet. So I'm gonna take this. So you can go start, yep, so start going with the wet. Here is the butter.
Okay.
And here is the egg. Wait, I'll just put that in here like that.
No.
Just remember to take the shells out. Okay, so first I have the flour, right? So I measured a cup and a half of flour here. And a little trick that I like to do with the math is, what is a cup and a half? Well, it's the same thing as 3 times 0.5, or 3, he's taking the sugar, he's a sugar thief. Or 3 times 0.5, right? So that's equal to 1.5. So it's the same. It's a very easy math right there. So you take that and I put it in here. So I'm just going to kind of break it up a little bit. I'm using a really nice spatula. It's like a heat-proof spatula. Not that we're going to have any heat in this bowl, but it's also just my favorite go-to spatula. So then we're going to go and take some of the salt. This is about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. By the way, this recipe, we got this off the internet. We just searched in Google for recipe for Thin Mints, and there it was. And then here we have the baking powder. So you could do the same thing to get the recipe, to get the exact ingredients. But what we're doing is we're testing with this base recipe just so we can understand what it does and how it tastes before we make any changes. Because then once we know that it tastes the way we want it to taste, and this entire recipe, we want to see what size cookie it's going to make. So it could make, like, 24 1-inch or 1.5 inch size cookies, but we're looking to make a really big cookie. Like, this entire thing here will be the cookie. And then once we know what those measurements come out to be, then what we're gonna do is double it, and then maybe even triple it. And our goal is to make a cookie big enough to fit in the Wolf oven. So yeah, we got a frying pan, and we got the pot there, the ceramic pot there with some soup mommy made. But right here, this oven, it's 30 inches wide, right? There's a 30-inch wide range. So the inside is probably less. So we're gonna have to measure that later and know how big, what's the maximum size we can make this cookie. So Awesome Boy, I mixed the first 3 dry ingredients. What do I mix after that?
The what?
I mixed the first 3 dry ingredients. What do I mix after that? Is it then because it's on your mini tablet, and I don't know what it says.
I forgot.
Me too. I won't let them see your passcode, but they can look at your ear.
Hey!
Let's see. Here's the recipe we found. It's on this lifestyle website. So we got we did step 1. Now it's time for step 2, and then stir, stir, stir. And he's gonna cream the butter.
That's
So you got the butter in there.
And then I'm gonna add the eggs.
And then he's struggling there. That's the rice cooker, by the way. Okay, so I'm gonna pour this in slowly, because you know why? If I just dump this in, it's gonna make a large chocolate cloud. And You know, Mrs. Heel, she doesn't like those kinds of messes, so we're gonna go really slow here. And I don't want to make a big mess. Now this was a cup and a half. No, how much was of the chocolate powder? Awesome boy. What was it? What was the quantity?
It was 3/4 cup.
3/4 of a cup. So what I did is instead of taking like a half cup measurer and then like a 1/4 cup and get two things dirty, I used 1/4 cup measuring cup, and I did it how many times? How many times does a 1/4 go into 3/4? Right, 3/4, 3/4. This is 1/4. Really, really easy math, but it's also a nice, easy way to keep things clean in the kitchen. So here I'm gonna just keep stirring and stirring. Well, he's got that mixer going. Let's see the mixer going. Let me see what kind of action you got. Ooh, he's creaming.
Put a little bit faster.
He's creaming the butter. Were you supposed to cream the butter before you add the sugar?
No, we're supposed to cream the butter and the sugar together, and then we add 1 egg.
Alright, well that doesn't look creamed yet, so don't add that egg for a while. Alright, I'm gonna go back here, because the instructions said stir, stir, stir. Because I think the goal here is once you add the white and the brown powders, you want to try to get it to be all brown.
Yeah, basically what cream means is basically like combine, basically.
Wait a minute, say that again for people who didn't hear you. What is creamy?
It basically means combine until they're like very like smooth and kind of like soft, like a pillow.
Like your cheeks. Hey, not my belly.
Yes.
All right. So you got to keep creaming that. That's not ready yet. But I'll get that spoon out of there.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
I'm just doing that because
So I'm gonna keep stirring here.
I'm just getting stuck.
Just stirring. So right now it's the summer. So Awesome Boy is out of school, and he's been doing a lot of cooking on his own. And he loves watching these YouTubers making all these different crazy food. They do pancake challenge, or they do what? I wouldn't put that back in there. You put it in the sink. Don't cross contaminate. I just got certified as a West Virginian food handler, so I know all about the danger zone and cross contamination.
Okay.
Why West Virginia? Because I'm going to be going to the Boy Scout Jamboree in like 3 weeks or so, and be a volunteer there in the adult kitchen called the Chat and Chew, which is really cool. I've never done that before, so I'm very excited. You notice, I don't know if you can see this, I got these like little balls right here, little balls of chocolate powder.
We're gonna have to sift that.
Now I don't think we're gonna sift here today. I think once we add the wet, they'll dissolve, but I'm trying to use the technique of pressing it down so they break apart. Because for the most part, it looks like stir, 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 which I think it's pretty stirred already. You got a little powder right here, a little flour. Put that in there, mix it up a little bit, go down the sides. So here's another technique that I like to use, scrape down the side. I don't like to stir really fast and then make a giant mess. It's more like folding and folding.
Add my egg.
Like this is getting there. He added the egg. Hold on a second, we didn't get that. Wait,
I didn't crack it yet.
Did you leave the shell in there? You know I like it crunchy. Oh, he's gonna put the egg in there. Keep that egg over the bowl. Yeah, I'll lower it for you.
Thanks.
There you go. It was too high up there. Look at this technique. Ooh. Ooh, there's the egg. It's golden and delicious. And it's my favorite fruit.
And you made a mess.
Oh, I love the golden fruit of the egg. What do you think?
It's a yolk.
He cleans as he goes. I love this kid. Uh-oh. I've got something for you to clean.
Okay.
I made a mistake.
I made a mistake. I forgot to put this back up.
He forgot to lift it up, and he was going there running the mixer. All right, I think this is good enough. I'm gonna leave it like this. So I keep doing. You know what happens? I drop this in here, and it makes this kind of floury mess, which I have to clean up. All right, Awesome Boy. What's the next thing on the list? Wait, this needs to cream some more. Turn it on. Yeah, just let that run. You need to do a lot more mixing over there. All right, you could just put it in that bowl. Is this all the way up?
Yeah, it's all the way up.
Right.
All the way up.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let the mixer mix it. Whoa. Goes into what?
In this.
But do you have to add the dry ingredients first, or do the wet ingredients all go together?
The wet ingredients go all together.
So when do the wet and the dry ingredients go together?
After we put in the extract and mix it up.
One more time.
And so
Look in the camera.
when
Look at the camera.
the dry ingredients go in, when we put in the extracts.
So we put in the extracts first, mix
Yes.
it some more, and then the dry ingredients. All right, let it mix. Can you go a little faster? There we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, just go one more faster than that.
Like 4?
I don't know. What's it at now? That's good. Let it do that. No, that's too fast.
That's 6.
All right, that's
This
4.
is at,
4 looks good.
It's at 3 right now. This is 3. Yeah.
I like where it's going here. That looks pretty fluffy. Why are you turning it off?
Scrape down the sides.
Oh, he's scraping. Show him your technique.
And this.
All right.
My hand just hit all that other
That's
stuff.
all right.
Sorry about that.
All right. It's fine. You just bumped the camera, but you're okay.
Sorry.
I would, hold on, before you do that, get the extra off. Turn it off. Yeah, get
The
that
cow.
off. We don't bang it on the side of. Is that all off? All right,
That's
now
all
you can
off.
turn it. So you don't want to waste any, because otherwise it changes the chemical formula. All right, put your spoon on. You can put your spoon right here in this bowl.
Oh, that's where the sugar was.
All right, let's see what you got going on here. Let me see some of this action.
That
One
hurt.
more. That's good. That's good. I like that. No, no, not good. Let's stop. That's good. Like speed. One more. There you go. Let that go. No, that's too much. Oh boy. One down. Bring it down, man. Too fast. There you go.
3.
I like that. Is that sugar all mixed in there yet?
Yeah, it is.
I still see granulation.
It doesn't have to be fully dissolved.
All right, let it keep mixing. Don't turn it off. Go get the vanilla extract and yeah, covering extract. One at a time, because you don't want to drop the glass in there. You want me to do it?
I'll do it.
You look nervous. Do it at the edge, at the edge, at the edge. Yeah, go. Julia Child's method. Yeah, there you go. You like run down the side?
And this is the vanilla.
You never want to do it near there, because if that thing spinning around hits it, the glass will fall in there and it'll just mash it all up, and then you gotta throw everything away and start over. So he poured it down the side. Yes, no,
Straight
really.
down the side.
So you gotta get that little spot right here first. Hang on. Get that little spot over there on the side. You can't see it where you're at.
Where?
Hang on. Give me that spoon. Because when you poured it, you got all the other extracts over here.
Okay, I didn't see that.
No, of course not, because you're too short. Go for it.
That's
You always
3.
should start it slow. You should always start at 1 and then go to 3.
That's 2 right now.
And then go to 3.
3.
Let it sit there for a minute.
10 years later.
10 years later, this is going to be the best Girl Scout thin mate you've ever had.
If it takes 10 years.
No, it's not. What, you're going to be like in college by the time we're done?
Yeah, I'm gonna be 19.
I think we're good. You can turn that off. Now let's lower it. I'll do the lowering.
Scrape down the
I
side.
don't think we need to, because now we're going to add the wet, the dry. So to do that, we don't want this thing in the way. Scrape it off of the mixer. Yeah, scrape it over there. And then,
It smells so good.
yeah, it does smell good. We're gonna be smart about this, right? We don't want to get hurt.
You go up and then side.
I can't make it. There it goes. Okay, scrape it off.
I need it. I need this in my life. Oh my gosh.
Scrape it off. All right, that's good. I'm gonna put that here. All right, no, you don't need to do that. Listen to me. You don't need to do that. Go get the dry stuff now.
You spilled some of it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, hang on.
I got it.
Okay, once you take that out, bring that bowl over here. Bring it over there. Got butter on my fingers. And slowly pour it in there.
Yeah.
Don't dump it. Slowly pour it in there. Actually, hang on, like right here. Lift it up. Can you do that? Slowly, a little bit at a time, so it doesn't make a giant cloud. Slower than that. It's gonna, no, you control it with the spatula. Use the spatula to push it. Hang on, hold the bowl. And now move the bowl back a little. Don't tip it. I will do this.
That's
Don't,
good?
No, all of it.
No, we don't put all of it at a time because it's gonna soak up all the moisture. And
This is the Hak4Kidz style of doing things. Sometimes you just gotta go all in. What? You need 2 hands to hold that bowl, buddy.
Go
right.
Just
right.
go beast mode.
All right, hold on. Now get the spoon out of there. Use that spatula to scrape off the extra butter, and then yeah. Get all that butter off because we need it. We need all the moisture we can get now for the dry ingredients. I think that's good enough. All right. No, we might need that later.
Now we just want to fold it.
No, don't stir it there. Don't get the spatula out of there. Get the spatula out of there. Put it in the other bowl. No, scrape this.
Okay, I'm so confused.
Yeah. Hold this, please.
I'm just a kid.
Okay. I'm trying to scrape this off. I can go in there. That's fine. Now bring this back over here and remount it. Yeah,
like
this
this.
has got to go there. Push that back.
No, this has to be.
It goes. Push it down. Is that other side on? Yeah, and then push it down. There you
Got
go.
it.
And then this goes on here. You want to do it?
That.
See that little.
It won't. Oh, that's why.
You got to turn, and then you pull it down. So, all right. Then you bring it up.
Bring it up that way.
And
then
start on 1.
1. Because you don't want to make a huge cloud.
Yeah, to make a disgusting mess.
If it gets a little bit,
it's the best mixer.
If it gets a little bit floury, add a tablespoon of milk, and it'll make it like doughy, like a dough that you want it. Like a
Did the instructions say to add milk if it gets too dry?
No, but that's but that's what I do because it's releasing some of the.
Do me a favor, give me the spatula, but I will use it. No. Okay, turn it off.
Boom.
I'm just pushing. You can see.
It smells minty.
It smells minty, he says.
Really?
You look right here. You see there's like flour and stuff. I want to get this off.
Right here.
I'm getting there. I'm going to get all this off. It's starting to look like that Thin Mint dough kind of.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Thin Mint, but without any like chocolate on top.
Yeah.
Owie.
I would say the same exact thing. Right here we got some stuck right there. Ah. A little more over here. I think, hang on. I'm trying to scrape it off now. That's why I like the kind of rubbery plastic spatulas. They're flexible. They can get into all these little spots. Okay, kids, don't do this at home. I'm using my finger.
But it is clean.
Yeah, it's a clean finger.
Yeah.
All right, Max. All right, you awesome boy. Go back. Turn it on again. All right, let it stay at 1.
It smells so minty.
That smells really good. All right. Now that there's no more flour, I'm going to kick it up to 2.
Yeah.
You want things really well integrated? Integrated means mixed together.
If you mix it when all the flour is not mixing with the wet ingredients, they just make a giant cloud and it'll go everywhere.
I think it's at a point where it's not going to mix together anymore. It looks like this part's all stuck up here, and all this is on the edge. So I would say, because based on this texture, it kind of is like almost like
dough.
Like,
It feels
it's like dough. It is like dough.
It's like cookie dough.
But I'm trying to think, is it like Play-Doh-y? It feels like Play-Doh.
Yeah, it's like.
Don't roll it in your hands.
It rips like Play-Doh. It feels like Play-Doh.
All right. So now your job, you just licked your fingers. That's contamination.
Yeah.
You can't do that in the kitchen when you're cooking. I know, because
my
I'm a certified food handler
I wash my hands.
for the great state of West Virginia.
I'm gonna.
All right. So I'm gonna use my finger to take this off. Here we go. All right, and I'm gonna try and get this off.
Yeah.
No, I am not licking my fingers until later.
Yeah, and then washing them back. Then washing
This is
them.
really hard to do with one hand. I feel like a bird making a nest because I only have like a beak and one claw because I gotta stand on the other claw. But yet I'm not making a nest. I'm just trying to take this off.
No,
your hands are wet though.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta make sure your hands are dry.
Okay.
You can use the spoon or something, but I think if we get most of it off, I think we're gonna be good.
Okay, my hands are.
So there's a lot of science going on
My
here,
hands
right?
aren't
This is now
wet.
like a compound.
Okay.
Can you hold that? Yeah, hold on, but let me scrape it off with my fingers. Now, if I was like 9, like some other people we know here today, I'd be like licking that. I'd be like licking that if
I just
was
washed my hands.
9. If I was 9, I'd be licking that. Oh, it's got raw eggs. No, we don't do that. That's cross-contamination.
Stop! The water's splashing my eyes.
Because he threw it in there. He threw it in that bowl. Yes, this sink is a little messy. It's fine. So this is really good. I like the texture. We're going to take this now and let it sit in the refrigerator because that was what the instructions said.
So
and while we do that, we're going to then get the chocolate morsels ready to be able to coat this delicious giant Thin Mint, which I got to tell you, it's going to be pretty big because when you roll this out, I mean, it can't be like, a Thin Mint's like what, like 2 millimeters maybe?
Yeah.
This thing is going to probably have to be...
Like about 6 inches. Or like
It's
about
not,
a
no,
foot.
I'm talking about thickness.
Oh,
I'm
about
talking
like, maybe like
not
5
gonna be a foot.
inches.
It's not gonna be 5 inches thick.
4 inches.
It's about 5 inches of a ball right now, but it's gonna, no, it'll probably be about half an inch thick. So we're gonna start doing that. We're gonna stop the video. We're gonna come back later in about an hour or so, and we're gonna get the chocolate ready, and we're gonna take care of this bad
have to
boy.
sit
Thanks for joining. Say goodbye.
It said sit in the fridge, actually.
For an hour. That's what I said.
Oh.
Say goodbye.
Bye. I'll see you guys once the dough is out of the fridge.
We're back. It is I, Heel, and this is...
Awesome boy.
And this is part 2 of making the what? What are we making?
Thin Mint.
What
Girl
kind of
Scout.
Thin Mint? Girl Scout Thin Mint cookie. But we're
Large.
making a large version of it. When you rock back and forth, you get out of frame. Keep your feet still. There you go. Good practice. All right, so far we have the dough here under saran wrap on a silk pat, which is what we're gonna cook it on. So when we get the dough rolled out into a big cookie, we're gonna transfer it over here into this pan. We already have the oven preheated, and we also have what's called a double boiler here, which is a combination of water, ouch, it's hot, boiling, and this way we're gonna melt the chocolate chips in here, so they don't have direct heat, it's indirect heat,
And so they
and they won't burn. So then I'm gonna come over here, and why don't you take the camera,
Yep.
just kind of keep it like that, there you go, and I'm gonna roll. And you kind of want to keep it and put it into a circle, and we want to have everything about the same size. This is usually a cookie that's a couple of millimeters thick, because we have a lot more dough and it's really big. We're gonna probably be closer to 1/4 of an inch or thicker. All right here, it's kind of bunching up in the middle.
Okay, it's giant.
It's getting pretty big here. So we thought we'd have like a 6-inch Girl Scout cookie at this point, but I think we're at like, this is about 6 inches, like almost like 8 or 9.
Almost a foot,
This is not a foot quite yet.
but almost.
Yeah, it might actually become a foot.
If we were
Not the foot
planning
you
to
stuck
do.
with. We wanted to make one that was about a foot, and if we can make one that's a foot, then we know how to make one that's 2 feet, or whatever the size is in our oven, because we need to double check and see how big the inside of the oven is, and that'll determine the biggest cookie we can make. So the oven is currently preheated at 350 degrees, and the recipe says to cook for 8 minutes.
Yeah.
But what we want to do is, because it's going to be really big and really thick. Here, take the camera again.
Okay.
We're going to have, you're blocking it, there you go. We have to cook longer, but it's not exactly double because we're using a convection oven. And when we're using a convection oven, things tend to cook a lot faster. It's not exactly twice as fast with twice as big cookie. So I set the timer, I'm going to set the timer for about 11 minutes, keeping an eye on it. A little bit of distraction. So now that this is all rolled out to about as big as I think I want to make it, I'm going
looks
to,
nice.
it does look pretty good. I'm going to take this pan, which is just about the same size if you look at it, and we're going to pick this silk pat up, which is an easy way to transfer it, and we're going to put it here. But I want this cookie
Yeah, it's a
to
little bit
fill this
folded.
pan as much as possible. Yeah, so I'm going to have to do these kinds of things here, folding in these corners, right? So I'm going to have to kind of feed it in a little and this way to try to make it flat. And you know what? If this cookie, since this cookie gets covered with chocolate, it doesn't really matter if the shape is not perfectly round or whatever.
Shape it.
Well, I don't want to shape it. When we cover it with chocolate, the chocolate fixes a lot of the imperfections. So here's one right here where it doesn't want to stay down.
Yeah.
I wish I had like a weight I could put right here.
Yeah.
Just can't use tape. Tape will burn. So we're gonna take a chance, and we're gonna go dance. Not really. We're gonna take a chance and put this in the toaster and see how it comes out. Follow me. Let's see what we got here. There's a little kid right there. Can you open up the toaster, please? Awesome boy. Okay, so here's the pan. I got the pan, the heat on the middle rack, right? So this way it cooks evenly. And when we close it, I want to set the timer for, I said 11 minutes before. Well, it's gonna cook pretty quick. I'd rather have it a little undercooked than overcooked, because if it's overcooked, then the problem we have is it's just not gonna taste so good because it's gonna be too hard. We don't want it undercooked because then it's gonna be too soft, but we can always cook it more. We can never cook it less. So now we're gonna move over here. Why don't you come over here, hold the camera, awesome boy. Right over here. You don't need to point it over here when I'm gonna get this stuff.
Can I start because you did this stuff last time?
Well, let me just get this in here because this is really hot and you're short and I don't want you to get burned. So
I got burned from a griddle before.
Yeah, I know, but you'll get burned from this too. Try to stand like over here. Oh, yeah, look at the this. Look at where I'm pointing. So we already measured out 1/4 teaspoon of
peppermint
extract. Yep. Which is really hot, like it's pretty powerful. I took a taste of it on my own and it was pretty powerful stuff. Why don't you go back on the chocolate?
So
it like, just a little drop on my finger, on my tongue, burned my tongue.
I know, that's
Can you lift your arms higher and get the better bird's eye view? How about a little
I
light?
see it melting a little bit.
There you go.
It's melting.
And I promised our other assistant over here, because he's been pretty good. So this is just regular old Hershey's chocolate morsels. The recipe calls for 14 ounces. This is 11.5 ounce bag, so we grabbed some that were not very sugary at all. It's like very dark chocolate. And the combination of the two of them will be fine. Now I'm going to use a mitt, an oven mitt, to hold this. You see how I have an oven mitt on my hand? Right there? Because this is very hot. Steam is coming up in a lot of different directions. So while the cookie's cooking, I have this on medium heat. I already had it boiled. So if you can see here, right, the water's boiling.
Yeah,
even at medium heat, it's covered. And it's starting to melt. So we're gonna let it sit. So then when the cookie's done cooking on the silpat, after we finish cooking the cookie, then we're gonna transfer it off the silpat. We're gonna put some of this chocolate on the silpat. So we're gonna put the chocolate down on the silpat, put the cookie on it. So it's got to be a little bigger than the cookie, right? We want to cover the entire bottom of the cookie. Even if we don't, we can flip it. And then put the rest of the chocolate on top of the cookie. So this way, the bottom is going to be done. And then the top gets covered. And then we have a giant, or should I say, large Thin Mint cookie that'll be about 1 foot long, which is kind of cool. So this double boiler, this looks good. Now, even though this is not direct heat, you can burn chocolate still. So you don't want to keep it too hot. It looks like it's almost done over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down to low.
Looks kind of red on the camera.
Hey. No. Stay over there. This is for you. You can deal with that.
Ooh. It's cool.
Okay.
Looks good.
So let's see what we got going on here. I lowered the temperature a little.
It looks silky smooth.
I think I might have started. It does. Look through the camera because otherwise it moves off. Yeah, I think I should have waited for this before, like for the cookie to be done before doing this.
Because we're gonna have to take.
So that's why we have a prototype. So we learn from our mistakes, and the mistake I made was I melted this too soon. I need to really lower this heat down to simmer so that this chocolate doesn't get all hard and dried out. Because otherwise we got to try to fix it with like milk or something.
Yeah, and so it still stays silky smooth.
Hey, if we made a mistake with this chocolate and it dries out, can we just add some water from the tap?
No.
No. Why not?
Because the tap water is kind of dirty because you don't know where it's been.
Well, hopefully we're not drinking that dirty tap water. It's not exactly pure, right? So you are correct. It might have minerals and other things in there that we can't see or taste, and it could affect the chocolate and affect the creaminess and everything. But since this is like milk chocolate, what do you think we would add to it?
Milk.
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good
Because
answer.
it's made out of mostly milk.
I guess mostly chocolate with some milk.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Like crushed up
sugar.
crushed up
See, like the side,
cocoa
it kind of
beans.
getting a little hard, which is fine. See, this is good. Like, you see how it like makes a shape?
It's like a cool like drizzle.
Yeah, the drizzle. All right, so I'm gonna have this on low heat. We don't need to stir it. I don't want to over stir it. We're gonna leave this in here though, and we're gonna wait because those cookies. Whoa.
It's almost
Light
done.
adjustment problem.
It has 5 minutes and about 5 seconds left.
Yeah, we don't want to bore you people while sitting here 5 minutes watching the counter count down
Done.
by second. That's not too exciting, but what we will do, so let's look inside.
Oh,
Ooh, it's starting to look like
Thin Mint.
a kind of a cookie. It's cooking.
Smells good.
You smell it? It smells like hair.
I smell chocolate.
All right, yeah, I smell chocolate too. All right, so we're gonna come back in a little bit, but this is where we are right now with this prototype, and that's kind of cool. Bye. All right, we're back. So what you missed was I had to double the time. It actually did take about 16 minutes to cook the cookie, which is still cooling off. We added in the peppermint or the spearmint. What was it, peppermint?
Peppermint.
Yeah, peppermint into the chocolate mix. I then flipped it over from this original Silpat onto this other one because I also punched holes using a chopstick. So, because like the regular Thin Mint cookies usually have like these little holes all over. So I want to do the bottom, and once the bottom is all done, then and cooled and hardened, we're gonna flip it back to this Silpat and then cover the whole top with chocolate. So why don't you hold this while I do this part? Here, here. Like, yeah, very good. All right, so I'm just gonna put some of the chocolate on and just spread it like it's a cake.
Basically, yeah, like basically you're putting frosting on a cake.
I think there might be a better way to do this. There you go.
It's a lot more smoother.
Now I gotta save some of this chocolate for the top, right?
Yeah.
And also there's breaks. So parts of the cookie broke. So we're gonna use the chocolate hopefully as a way to repair it. Yep.
Cover
it
up
up.
the cracks.
Cover up the
So,
cracks.
and fill in the cracks so it stays together in one piece, hopefully.
Yeah, I don't think it will. I was looking at some, kind of getting to the math part of this stuff. I was looking to see what the tensile strength of a cookie is. I really couldn't find it. I found like tensile strength of a spring, and then I tried to find like tensile strength of, actually it was like a disc. So that kind of came up, but I really couldn't find the tensile strength of a Girl Scout Thin Mint cookie. Doesn't seem like that math has been calculated yet. So anyone out there
You can make it
who
too
is a
thin.
math nut,
You can make too thin.
what's too thin?
The cookie,
The cookie's too thin?
probably.
I don't know. I don't know if it's either the mixture that we use with the flour and the egg and the sugar and everything.
You made it.
It's also still warm.
You made the thickness of a regular Thin Mint cookie.
No, I didn't.
And you can.
A regular Thin Mint cookie would be a lot thinner. The recipe was to make it a lot thinner. I'm trying to do like a little extra chocolate here to drip off the sides to cover up some of the sides and make sure that all the way the cookie's covered with chocolate. See right here there's a break. So right here's a break.
Yeah, it has a crack.
So hopefully the chocolate will act like glue and repair it. And you just kind of clean it up around the edges.
Yeah.
And this will probably take 5 to 10 minutes or so to cool. Now we've never done this before. This is
My first time.
totally first
Ever.
time ever in our lives. Completely uncharted territories for us at Hak4Kidz. So
Now,
this again is a prototype of what we're trying to do to make a bigger cookie.
smells so good.
Yeah, you see my foot. Get your head out of there.
Smelling it.
You can smell it later when it's not on video.
I do it.
That's kind of bad manners. All right, go sniff it.
I did already.
You want to sniff it again?
Nah.
No?
I want to. Can I do the other side?
Well, we got to let it cool off first. We're not going to touch this. When this chocolate is like hard, then we're going to transfer it over to that sill pad and then flip it over and then do the other side.
I think I want
All right.
harder to.
We'll see you later. We're trying to not make this too boring for you. Bye. You want to say goodbye?
Bye bye.
Not even look at the camera.
Bye bye.
There you go.
Bye 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 bye.
All right. All right, so the cookie went in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, actually a little longer than 30 minutes, with the chocolate on it. So you can see here, it's like the edge that dripped over. Put your little holes in there using a chopstick. So we kind of like went in like a pattern, like a circle, almost concentric circles, or just circles around circles. And now we're gonna put more of the chocolate on top. So here you go, Max.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sorry, awesome boy. Just hold that there until I get the chocolate. All right, now we're at a point where. All right, I need to get the water off the bottom because I don't want it dripping on the cookie because this was sitting there in the double boiler. Right, the camera's moving too much. We want to keep it still.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm going to do like the pouring method. Yep. Instead of scooping, I want to get those delicious ribbon-looking things on there.
Now we're gonna spread it out, right?
Yep. Once it comes here, oh look at that! The Hak4Kidz mommy got me. What is that called again? That instrument?
Instrument.
It's like a spatula, but I have a spatula. It's a different kind of spatula though. An icing spatula. That's it. I couldn't remember. She thinks. All right. Give me that for a second. Okay. We get the extras off.
Smooth it out.
Yep. In a minute, I want to get all the excess off because we're not heating up any more of these morsels. Put that there. All right. So I'm gonna kind of go like this. I wish I had like a thing where I can turn it.
Oh, the cake turners?
Yeah, like a cake turner.
Lazy Susan?
Or a Lazy Susan. Somebody said in the background, I don't know who that person is. So we're gonna push this over the edge, right? We want this.
It's me mom's car, that's who said it. Me mom's car.
And remember all those breaks and everything? When this was in the refrigerator,
Yeah.
it cooled off and it kind of hardened the cookie a little. But I want this because like the regular Thin Mint has that little signature kind of like little thing at the bottom. I don't know what it's called, but a thing that shows you that it's been like excess chocolate.
We can't see the dots there.
No, you can't see the dots. I guess that didn't work out. Something to remember next time.
I
Maybe
told you to put it in when the top part is hardening.
Oh, you probably did.
I did, and you didn't listen to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Scold me on the camera.
No.
All right, and then I'm gonna go
Yeah, I did.
around the edge.
That looks
I'm gonna
nice.
clean it up a little bit. It does look good. We need to measure this. I think it's about a foot. I don't know. Maybe I'll put my foot on there and see, because my foot's about a foot long.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Should we put a foot on there and see?
No.
No, that'd be kind of gross, right? All right, so we won't use my foot, but
Well, it is about the length of your foot.
we got a little extra right here.
And by the way, you can't put your foot all the way up
Tell
here.
you what I'm gonna do.
What?
I'm gonna leave it looking like that. I think it looks pretty good, almost like a real Thin Mint.
My foot.
Here, why don't you lick this?
I want to look at it. I want to look the other side.
And you can lick the other half. And then lick that side.
I want to look
Let me let everyone's. Lick it.
I got my nose.
Like this. Look at the spatula. There you go. Here, you can lick it too.
It's over a foot.
Other
Now you can hold on to it. Don't let that thing touch. Hold on. It's about a foot. It's about a foot long. Yep, there's some extra stuff there. Can somebody grab me a chopstick, please?
Here.
Cut my nose.
So now I'm gonna add all those dots that I'm kind of lost. One right here. Uh-oh. Doesn't seem like it's gonna, there we go. A little dot right there.
You have to
I'm
wait.
afraid if we, yeah, I think
You
we
have
gotta.
to wait for it to harden and then you do it.
I guess. I don't think they do that in the factory. I think what they do is they make the dots, and then when they pour the chocolate just kind of drips. Looks like the dots are breaking up the chocolate, the cookie on the edge. I don't know if you notice that right here, a little crack. So this is not going to be a thin mint that we can actually pick up. Maybe we can add that to the challenges. It's a thin mint that we can actually lift. Because this is, like when we talked about tensile strength, if I pick it up, it's going to break apart. So we need to let this cool. Let's figure out what to do with it. And then tomorrow we'll have a nice big finished, giant, foot-long, thin mint cookie. And we learned some new things today. And when we make the next one that's going to be twice the size, hopefully we'll be able to make it better and bigger. Say goodbye, awesome boy.
Bye.
We're back. It's the next day. It's awesome boy and I'm Heel. Good morning, awesome boy.
Good morning.
Did you sleep well?
Yes.
Very good. Did you have nice dreams?
No,
All right, we'll come back to that later.
I didn't have any.
So what we did was, here is the large Girl Scout Thin Mint cookie that we created. It's a cooking STEM project. What'd you say?
It looks like it's floating.
It looks like it's floating, he said. So what we did is, after we made this last night, we put it into the refrigerator and let it sit overnight. And you could see like the silpaps kind of like floating off the ground a little bit. Yeah, like right here, it's stuck. So we might not use silpat again. Hold on, picking off the chocolate to eat it. So I'm gonna separate it a little bit here. But are you putting your fingers in your mouth?
No.
Okay, because you need to pick this up, right? We talked about good kitchen habits and not cross-contamination, like licking our fingers when we're cooking, right? You need to go wash your hands again. You just put your fingers in your mouth. Anyway, so this is still stuck on here a little bit, but that's not a big deal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check the strength, or the tensile strength, of this large Thin Mint cookie. It looks pretty giant. Most Thin Mint cookies are like 2 inches, and we measured yesterday. Well, we measured this yesterday, and it's 12 inches.
This is like 10 times the size of a good.
Okay, so we're gonna do some simple math here. So if a normal Thin Mint cookie's 2 inches, and this is 12 inches, 12 divided by 2 is
6.
So it's like 6 times the length of a normal Thin Mint cookie. But if you were to take Thin Mint cookies and kind of cover this up, I bet
It would be
the
like
math.
about like 20.
You think it would be about 20, huh? Because I would say it would be like 6 here, probably like 5 here, maybe like
4.
4
It's getting gradually
or
smaller.
3, yeah. But it's not going to go 3, 2, 1 like pixel art. It'll probably stop at about 4, 3. So do you really think, would you say it was 20 times bigger?
No, 10 times.
10 times bigger? I think it's bigger than 10 times bigger, because if we go 6 and 5, that's 11. And then 4,
I think it's gonna be like 30 times bigger.
30 times
No.
bigger? I don't know. Let's just guess. Let's
Please.
guesstimate. We'll just guesstimate. Okay, so
20.
6, say 5 is 11.
I would
And
be-
let's just say another 4 right here would
I'm
be
changing
what?
my answer.
Is 19. So we know 5 and 4 is
Somewhere-
9. 19 plus 9 is what?
19 plus 9. Oh, that's
28. I was going to help him out there. So then if we had 28 cookies, so this is about 28 times the size of a normal thing.
That was
And that's a
close.
guesstimate.
That was
We'd have to
close.
actually measure this, check the thickness, because it's really twice as thick as a regular Thin Mint. So we have to really, you could do math, and we'd probably have to use like diameter and maybe some calculation with pi, because it's supposed to be a circle even though it's not perfect. But why don't you use 2 hands and pick it up and see if we can handle. Okay, pick it up at one end. 2 hands at one end. Hold on, let go. 2 hands at one end. 2 hands at one end. Put it down. 2 hands at one end. 2 hands at one end.
Oh.
There you go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just hold it like this. Don't hold it up the other way. Look at that. It's got the, don't shake it. It's got tensile strength. Look at that. It's not breaking. So I think it's
melting
the chocolate.
my hands.
It's melting in your hand. So I think the chocolate, yeah, it's melting in my hand too. The chocolate is what's holding it together. Now, that's pretty cool. I wasn't sure that would even work.
I thought it was gonna
Because when we
break.
first, yeah, I thought it would break
It's
too.
so thin. It's thin.
Well, kind of give you an idea of how thick it is. There you go. It's not that thin of a Thin Mint. It's probably almost twice as thick. I don't even know if this is a good way to do it. This camera on this phone is okay. I'm gonna give you some perspective here. So it's about twice the thickness of a regular Thin Mint, but it's, as we talked about, around 28 times bigger.
We should make some holes.
We have some holes here. I don't know if I want to make any more. We made these holes when the chocolate was still kind of wet, and it would go in there, and some of them were preserved,
Yeah.
and some of them were not. But you know what the next most important part of this is?
What?
How does it taste? Here. This is for you. Just washed your hands. His hands are wet, so if you touch things that are dry, that don't like water, that's how you get mold. How's it taste?
Like a Thin Mint.
Really? Take a bite again. Got a couple glasses in this thing. Is it really hard?
Oh, so.
So is it exactly like a Thin Mint? Step back like a half a foot. Is it exactly like a Thin Mint, or is it like a Thin Mint that we made?
Like a Thin Mint that we made.
Really? It's not like the store? It's pretty good, I gotta say, because Thin Mints are one of my favorite Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, this is pretty darn close. You know what? I'll take it. Considering, hey, he's stealing some more cookies. He's gone. Considering that a box of Girl Scout cookies is about $4 or $5, and I think it costs us about the same amount of money to make this. Plus, it was fun. It was educational. What did we learn about this particular project? Not just math. So to make this bigger, what do we have to do differently?
Double the recipe.
Okay. Try to keep your feet still, please.
And maybe not use a soap pad because it got kind of stuck, but it did pull off pretty easily. And
That's the last one. We don't have breakfast yet.
no, it's-
All right, maybe not use a silk pap. What about baking time? What about when we melt the chocolate? We should probably melt the chocolate after we know the cookie's cooled.
yeah. So we should bake the cookie, cool it down, put it in the fridge. While that's cooling, we should melt the chocolate, put the extract in, and then take it out and pour the chocolate on top.
Mm-hmm.
And put it in the fridge, flip it over, and then put the chocolate on top. When the top part of the chocolate is hardened, then make the holes.
I think that sounds like a good plan. Maybe we should make the holes in the cookie before we pour the chocolate on. No?
No, that's what we did.
You're talking with your mouth full. You have good manners.
But that's what we did. Because that's what you did. You made the holes, then pour the chocolate.
This is actually a pretty good cookie, man. Oh, how did it get smaller like that? Yummy. No, it's delicious. All right. Well, this was a lot of fun. We're gonna do something like this again to, I don't know, in a couple of days. We're gonna make it much bigger because we're gonna have like a neighborhood kind of get together. A couple of our neighbors over here, so we can have them eat it, so they get the calories and not us, and the carbs and the sugar, and yeah, I think I ate more than I should have of this cookie.
Yeah, this is
but
gonna
it's
be
delicious.
It's gonna be 2 times the size the next time we make it.
At least double the size of this one.
Then we should make 2 of these, smush them together.
Okay, say goodbye.
Bye.